Well, anyway, at this point, I'd like to turn over the floor to Senator Bam Aquino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yung line of questioning ko, Mr. Chairman, is about the recovery of the $81 million. But before I get to that, I'd just like to point out some inconsistencies, no? Kasi every hearing, may mga inconsistencies na lumalabas. Every time merong hindi nagkakatugma na testimony, ibig sabihin nun, may isang nagsisinungaling. No? So one of them is lying or both of them are lying. At gusto ko lang po itong klaruhin. So, Ms. Guito, this is regarding the William Go account. Let me read to you Mr. Peñalosa's statement. So, tinanong ko po siya, sabi ko, okay, this is in the middle of the testimony. Sabi niya, Sir, I am giving those checks to Miss Maia Guito, my branch manager, Your Honor. Sabi ko, so Mr. Go asked you to help him with rediscounting checks in your personal capacity, not as East-West branch manager, and you made a deal with Maia Guito to make it work. Sabi niya, not a deal, Your Honor. Sabi ko, I mean, you talked to her and made it work. You figured it all out with her. Sabi niya, Your Honor, sir, as Miss Maia is my branch manager who's taking care of my account, sir, to whatever check that I've been giving her, she's the one depositing it. Or otherwise, she'll be giving me the account number where to deposit, Your Honor. And then sabi ko, under oath, you're saying sa pagkakaalam mo, walang kinalaman si Mr. Go dun sa account na iyon sa RCBC Jupiter branch. Sabi niya, I'm not sure, Your Honor. So I just like to clarify, sinabi ni Mr. Peñalosa in the previous hearing na wala ka dito, na binibigay niya sa'yo yung cheque na nire-discount ni William Go, pinapasok sa Jupiter branch. So, totoo ba yun o hindi?
Sir, I apologize, but Mr. William Go has filed so many cases against me, and anything about his account, I hope you understand.
No, he already signed the waiver on all of his accounts. So, wala na pong kaso yan sa bank secrecy. That's right, Mr. Go, no? You signed the waiver of your bank accounts in Jupiter branch.
Non-objection for opening up account.
Okay.
Not waiver.
Kanina, earlier, sabi niyo wala kang alam na account ni Mr. Go or rediscounting. I think Senator Recto was the one who asked the question. Sabi niyo wala kayong alam.
On the rediscounting portion
Okay.
po.
Itong testimony ni Mr. Peñalosa, sabi po niya na magka-partner kayo doon sa rediscounting kasi sabi nga niya, and I may quote, no, yes, sir, Your Honor, Ms. Maia is my branch manager who's taking care of my account. Whatever check that I've been giving to her, she's the one depositing it, or otherwise, she'll be giving me the account number where to deposit, Your Honor. Yun yung sinabi ni Mr. Peñalosa. I'm just asking, ito ba'y totoo o hindi?
Sir, I strongly deny that.
Okay. So, for the record, you're saying nagsinungaling si Mr. Peñalosa dun sa previous
I am
hearing
not
natin.
straightly, I do not understand actually his statement.
Okay. Let me repeat it, no? Sabi niya, Your Honor, Ms. Maia is my branch manager who's taking care of my account, sir. So, inaalagaan mo daw yung account ni Mr. Peñalosa sa branch mo. Whatever check that I've been giving to her, ito yung check ni Mr. Go na rediscounted, she's the one depositing it. Or otherwise, she'll give me the account number where to deposit, Your Honor. Hindi po totoo yan.
Sir, in the first place, hindi po sa akin nabibigay yung mga cheque. It's being brought in the branch. I have my senior customer sales officer here. Probably...
Ms. Guito, I'm just asking, totoo ba to o hindi?
Sir, no.
Okay. So for the record, you're saying hindi ito totoo. Mr. Chairman, maybe we can ask Mr. Peñalosa to come back because lahat nitong mga inconsistencies, ito yung, this becomes the subject of the committee report and it becomes a subject of the recommendation to AMLC and to the courts, no? Kaya, you know, kung paulit-ulit po yung mga tanong namin at paiba-iba yung mga sagot, ibig sabihin, meron talagang tinatago. So just for the record, you are denying that you are part of the rediscounting of the checks of Mr. Go.
Yes, I strongly deny if that is what he's trying to mean. But, you know, being a bank manager, when he deposits a check or...
Ang tinutukoy natin dito yung kay Mr. Go. Because if I can read the whole account, it's about Mr. Go's account. So you're denying that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So, Director General, your please cause the invitation for Mr.
Peñalosa.
Peñalosa in the next hearing.
Because he was very clear, Mr. Chairman, in the previous hearing, that Ms. Guito and he were part of the rediscounting of the checks of Mr. Go. I want to clarify that.
Yes, let's have that clarified.
Thank you. Ms. Guito, I just want to ask a few questions regarding the accounts themselves, no? Yung ating fictitious accounts. Yung proseso ng pagbubukas ng account is because they provide documents. Tama po yun. The ones opening the accounts, the depositors provide documents. Tama po.
Sir, anything that has to do with the process, account opening, whatever that leads to, I would just like to invoke my right against self-incrimination because of the AMLC
Let me ask
case.
about, in general, if I were to open an account, what would I provide to the branch?
A copy of your ID,
Anong klaseng ID?
a government-issued ID.
Okay. So, driver's license.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung TIN ID or TIN number
Not the TIN ID po. It
Not
has
the
to be
TIN ID.
supported by another.
by a
Another.
another.
Ah.
Okay. So, nag-provide ako ng driver's license sa inyo. You can then open an account.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're talking hypothetical, so it will not affect your case. Nag-deposit ako ng pera. 500 pesos, kunyari. So, magkano bang opening ninyo sa RCBC for a peso account?
Depende po.
Usual.
10,000
Okay.
pesos.
Nag-deposit ng 10,000 pesos in a RCBC account, nagbigay ako ng ID. After a few months, nalaman mo, let's say from your compliance, na peke yung ID. What is your next step?
We should call the account holder.
Okay. O let's say, peke nga yung ID. Ano yung process ninyo sa RCBC?
In the first place, Your Honor, hindi siya kailangan tumagal para malaman mo na hindi or peke yung ID. Because in the process of the account opening, standardly and ideally, baga ako kasi as a marketing officer, I provide business eh. Hindi ko po trabaho na mag-check ng validity
I'm
ng
not asking if you checked it or not. I'm saying you got word, let's say from your area head or from the compliance of the mother office, you received information that the IDs are fake. Hindi totoo. What would you do?
I think it's for the operation to decide on
Okay,
that.
let me ask RCBC then. If it is proven, maybe who will answer for Mr. Tan? The other Mr. Tan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raul Tan. So, Mr. Tan, if you find out that the IDs are fake, what is the next recourse of the bank?
Actually, Your Honor, when you open an account with RCBC, you are sent a thank you letter to the address you've given. And if the letter is returned, it's called a return to sender, then the branch manager, the customer service head of the branch, and the SCRO of the branch will be notified via email by our General Services Department to tell them that these have been returned because probably the address is wrong or, it was not given to the right addressee. And they should act on the return, meaning they should call the supposed to be account holder to verify.
Let's say hindi mo contact yung account holder.
They should close the account.
Okay. What happens to the money inside the account?
It is issued a manager's check. Your Honor.
And two,
I'm sorry.
who is the manager's check
It's
written
payable
to?
to the account holder, Your Honor.
It's payable to the account holder even if the person does not exist?
Well, at that point, we don't know, Your Honor.
Okay.
Maybe they have the wrong address.
Okay. For example, you found out that the IDs are fake. Hindi totoo yung ID. What would be the process of the bank? Would you close the account also?
Well, at that point, it depends, Your Honor. Yes.
Yes, you would
Definitely.
close the account. Closed accounts, where does the money go if these accounts are closed? Kaninong pagmamayari yung perang yon?
Well, after a few years, I understand. I'm not very familiar. It goes to the national government.
Oh, maybe we can ask BSP, DG Espinilla. If there is a closed account at may pera yon, the money goes back to the national government?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it may be escheated.
Let me ask this question. If it is a closed account, will it still be subject to the bank secrecy law if it's already a closed account?
No, Mr. Chairman.
It's
closed
not.
account.
Have-
It's no longer a deposit account.
Have these fictitious accounts been declared closed, or are they technically still open?
Well, the accounts have no more balance, Your Honor.
So are they technically closed accounts, or are they still open accounts?
What I understand, Your Honor, is that they are still open accounts, but
Okay.
yeah.
Attorney, I have here a letter from the LTO. I wrote the LTO and showed them the fictitious IDs, and they have written back to us and declared that those IDs are indeed fake. So this is a government agency. This is proof already that the driver's licenses given to 4 of the accounts are fake. So I'm submitting this to the committee. Bibigay ko po to sa inyo. This is already a legal basis for you to close those accounts because they are fictitious IDs used to open the accounts. And with that, I hope that you will now open up all the records of these accounts because they will be declared closed because of the fictitious IDs.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for the LTO certification. We are ready to comply with the directive of Senator Pimentel with respect to the 4 accounts.
Thank you. So you are now willing to open up all the records connected to the fictitious accounts?
Your Honor, we can speak on the 4 accounts. The accounts are real, but they are held in the names of people who may not know that their names were used. But we are ready to comply with the directive. We can speak on the William Go accounts. We do not have any waiver yet from Philrem. We sent them a letter last Friday asking for a waiver, and we have again a copy of the request for waiver. If Philrem will give us their waiver, we will discuss all the accounts related to...
So, Attorney Marcel, you're saying that of all of the players involved, we can now go into all of the accounts. Lahat pwede nang buksan except yung sa Philrem lang.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, for the record, this is a letter from the license section of LTO declaring that the IDs used to open the accounts in RCBC of Mr. Michael Cruz, Enrico Vasquez, even that of William Go and Ralph Picache, that there are no such driver's licenses, actually. So they are fake. Hindi totoo. Thank you very much. Thank you to RCBC. Maraming salamat. Mr. Chairman, let me go now to my questions regarding recovering the money. Let me ask si Mr. Tan, Benny Tan. Attorney Tan,
Yes, Your Honor.
29 million pesos went into Soler, is that right?
We received 1.365 billion pesos, Your
That's
Honor.
right. Because it was in pesos already, Mr. Tan, no?
That's correct, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Of the let's say 1.37 billion, how much have you turned over or can you already turn over to the AMLC?
We mentioned that 107 million we have frozen, Your Honor. So we're waiting for a court order to tell us what to do with them.
This is for the 107 million.
That's correct, Your
What
Honor.
about the rest of the money, Mr. Tan?
As we explained in our report to PAGCOR, which we furnished a copy to the COMSEC, and similar information we've submitted to AMLAC, they were used to purchase non-negotiable chips, Your Honor,
Which were then,
which were then distributed, as we have provided in our report, about 903 million to junket operator A and 100 million to junket operator B.
they are here, Mr. Tan, right? Attorney Tan? Their representatives are here.
I see one, Your Honor, I think represented by Attorney Ascuna.
Attorney Ascuna? Did you take your oath earlier, Attorney Ascuna?
No, Your Honor.
May we request...
Attorney Eduardo Escanio, Your Honor.
Escanio, sorry. May we request the committee to administer the oath? Are there other representatives of those two junket operators? Are they here? Nandito po ba sila? Para sabay na yung oath?
The other one is not here, Your Honor.
Okay. So, is Attorney Escanio represents one of the junket operators?
That's
There is
correct.
another one who is not here, who did not appear.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Can we administer the oath, Attorney?
I see someone else approaching. Identify yourself, please. Speak into the mic, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. I'm Attorney Francis Aguilar. I'm the other representative. I was in the gallery.
Of the other junket operator. Okay, so we have both.
Okay, Director General.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you swear? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? Thank you. You may take.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's Attorney Escanio and Attorney Aguilar. Okay. So we're trying to trace where the money is, no? So Attorney Tan said most of it went to Soler.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
some cash that was recovered.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Just for the record, so it's clear, please state your names and whom you represent.
Your Honor, I'm Attorney Eduardo Escanio, representing Ms. Chang Lai Fong, one of the junket operators in Soler.
Okay.
Your Honors, I'm Attorney Francis C. Aguilar. I'm the representative of Mr. Chok Hua Chow, one of the junket operators.
Okay, thank you. You may proceed, Senator.
So, Attorney Tan, if we can just recreate the money flow, no? So, mula po sa, yung pera po ninyo, nagmula from Philrem o nagmula kay Mr. Wong? Kay Eastern Hawaii?
Your Honor, we received the remittances. No, it was a transfer from Philrem's BDO account to Soler's BDO account.
All right. It was transferred in pesos already. So, converted
That's
na po
correct.
siya. Okay.
Yes, Your
Around
Honor.
1.37 billion pesos. Tama po?
1.365 billion pesos, Your Honor.
Okay. Magkano po yung pumasok sa dalawang junket operator that are represented here?
The junket operator represented by Attorney Aguilar, Your Honor, the amount of 903,730,000 went to them, while for the junket operator represented by Attorney Escanio, 100 million, Your Honor, pesos.
Okay. Kung i-add ko yung tatlong yan, the recovered 107, the 903, and the 100 million, kulang pa rin ng mga 200 million.
361 was played, Your Honor, in our premium program.
And is this still in chips?
No more, Your Honor. They won 270. Now they were able to withdraw from verifiable winnings 278.6 million, Your Honor.
So you're saying the total, they had about 600 million that they withdrew. Kasi yung winnings is above the... So meron silang 361 na ginamit and they won apart from that 278.
No, that's included, Your Honor.
So they lost.
That's part of their use, their play of the 361.27 million.
Sorry, to clarify, Attorney, yung 361 naging 278 or yung 361 may dagdag na 278?
No. What they were able to withdraw from using the play is 278.
Okay.
Yeah, so from us, I think they lost money.
80,
Your Honor.
around 80 million, roughly.
I'll have to check
Okay.
exactly, Your Honor.
So, 361 minus 278, basically. So, around 80 million. So itong 80 million, that's with Soler, na natalo nila, so kinita nyo yan, technically.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
But
Itong-
subject confirmation of the
And
numbers.
the 278, Attorney Tan, was encashed.
That's correct, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so that's already in the wild. Nasa ano na yan? Kinuha na yan.
They took it in cash, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. Sige. So I have similar questions for Attorney Escanio, Attorney Aguilar. Attorney Aguilar, 903 million pesos yung pumasok sa inyo. Can you confirm?
Your Honor, I actually have a prepared statement from Mr. Chow, who is currently in Macau. He is residing there. So
Okay. Go ahead.
I submitted it to the Secretariat a while ago, Your Honor.
Okay. You don't have to read the whole point, but is there anything that is...
In relation to your
yes.
question, Your Honor, Mr. Chow was advised of this investigation on April 2, Your Honor, just a few days ago. So upon learning of this investigation, Your Honor, he is now tallying the accounting between Soler and his junket operation, Your Honor. So as of now, he cannot confirm if he indeed received 903 million.
So, Attorney, you are in the process of confirming
Yes.
kung tama yung sinasabi ng Soler.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sige. Attorney Escanio, do you confirm that your junket operator received 100 million pesos?
Your Honor, we'd like to confirm first that my client received the subpoena from the Honorable Committee. However, my client is out of the country. She is in Macau. And she regrets and apologizes to the committee for her non-appearance. But she is most willing to cooperate, as in fact she has given instructions to call all the information and data. And we'll be submitting a formal report on whatever was received and whatever was played in the junket.
May perang pumasok sa inyo, nilaro. Nalaro na siya. Definitely.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pag naglaro ka, merong talo, merong panalo. Tama? You cannot confirm right now kung yung pera intact pa sa inyo o hindi na.
Right now, Your Honor, I don't have that information, but we are already preparing.
So you will provide that information?
Yes, Your Honor.
Same with Attorney Aguilar?
Same with us.
Kasi mas malaki yung sa'yo, Attorney Aguilar, 900 million.
Hindi po akin yun, Your Honor.
Sa operator mo?
Apo.
By the way, are your operators Filipino nationals or Chinese nationals?
The operator is Mr. Chow, Your Honor.
And
Subject
may I
of
know their nationality?
He's from Macau, Your Honor. He's
So is he a Chinese national?
yes.
Same with Attorney Escanio?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. So you're finding out kung magkano pa yung natitira.
Yes, Your Honor. And
Natitira meaning in the accounting.
we will provide an accounting also and
Okay.
submit it to
But
this.
just to be clear, no, kasi hindi ako familiar with casino operations. Just like what Attorney Tan said, pwedeng nakuha na in cash.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pwedeng nasa account pa ng junket operator.
Posible po, Your Honor.
Posible.
Apo.
Okay. Let me ask Maidas. Who is the representative of Maidas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are you? There. Attorney Nepomuceno. Same question, Attorney Nepomuceno. Yung 1 billion pesos na pumasok po sa inyo, ano po yung breakdown at nasa na ito?
Your Honor, I understand after our verification with our junket operator, Eastern Hawaii, that only 532,139,000 was actually played in the junket room. And it was played on February 10 to 29, 2016. And after playing that amount, a total of 111,050,500 was actually the winnings that was remitted to the account of the player, the gaming account.
Okay, 100, kasi hindi ako clear sa mga terminologies, no? 111 million ang winnings, meaning na-withdraw na ito.
Yes, Your Honor.
So may 421 million pa na nasa Maidas?
It was actually played, Your Honor.
Meaning?
Meaning to say, it was...
Natalo?
Yes, Your Honor.
So nasa Maidas na siya as as
was,
your earnings?
Not exactly, Your Honor, because part of that should have been remitted already as part of commission. There are certain expenses, and I believe that some would already go to the share of our company as the junket agent, and then a portion has already been remitted to PAGCOR.
Okay. So, in short, 111 unrecoverable na ito kasi na-cash na to.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay, but within your system, meron pang 421.
That's already been transacted, Your Honor. I mean to say that's been played already, Your Honor.
Kaya nga. So, it's within your system.
If I may say, Your Honor, I believe because, Your Honor, after the total deposit of 532 million was converted to non-negotiable chips, that was played. So, in the course of the play, that amount has already been played.
Okay. Mr. Wong, yung pera po pumasok sa inyo, 1,532,000,000 pumasok sa Midas. Tama po?
Opo.
Yung 450, willing kayong ibalik
Opo.
in a few weeks.
Within 15 to 30 days. Kasi
Okay.
po yun ang utang po sa akin, ikaw.
Yes.
So, sinabi nga yun ng committee, di ba? So, kinausap ko lang anak ko na maduming pera yan, dapat ibalik po natin sa kanila po yan eh.
Pakipakiulit po yun?
Yung galing po sa madumi na pera, sabi niya sa akin ng anak dapat ibalik po sa kanila.
Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Opo.
I would like to repeat what Mr. Wong said. Yung galing sa maduming pera, dapat ibalik. Okay, ito yung tanong ko. In fairness kay Mr. Wong, practically lahat ng pumasok sa inyo may babalik mo? Tama ba yun? O lahat ng pumasok sa iyo na hindi pumasok sa Midas, ibabalik mo sa AMLC?
Opo, sir. Kasi po, di ba yung pinatago yung 4.63 million, di ba?
Okay.
So,
binalik mo na?
O, binalik ko. Kasi, siyempre, pwede ko naman itago, pero hindi naman tama, di ba? Hindi po akin
Okay.
yun eh.
Thank you.
So, ito po, sinabi po, ito po committee nyo, di ba? Sinachallenge po ni Senator Angala po, di ba? Kung ibabalik yun, para sa akin po, di ba, utang po sa mga kaibigan ko, beberan ko po. Pero bigyan nyo lang po ng konting panahon, 15 to 30 days po. May dala po ako personal note po, para ipatunayan po, babalik ko po.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wong. Ms. Abad, can we recover the monies in the casinos that have been played already?
That is what we are trying to do, Your Honor. In fact, when we filed a petition for freeze order with the Court of Appeals, we included a prayer therein for the Bloomberry to freeze any assets or any funds being maintained or held by Bloomberry for the benefit of any of the junket operators, Your Honor. Considering that at the time that we filed the petition for freeze, we didn't have the identities of those junket operators, so that we just prayed to the Court of Appeals that the Bloomberry be directed to freeze any assets or funds.
Iba yung freeze, no? Freeze means hindi na pwedeng galawin. I'm asking about recovery.
Well, the freeze order is just a provisional remedy, Your Honor, while we are
The ultimate remedy is?
The ultimate remedy is a petition for civil forfeiture. The forfeiture, Your Honor.
Okay. Pag sinabing civil forfeiture, ibig sabihin, kukunin ulit ng korte yan
Yes, Your
at ibabalik sa may-ari.
to where the money properly belongs.
In this case, the people of Bangladesh.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You will file that case at the Court of Appeals. Tama po yan?
The petition for civil forfeiture would be filed before the Regional Trial Court in Manila, Your Honor.
Okay. At tapos, aakyat yan kung merong mag-challenge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who will possibly challenge that?
Any party who has a claim to the forfeited money may file, under the rule, a verified petition to prove that the money belongs to him or her, Your Honor.
Okay. But technically, Ms. Abad, you're saying malakas yung kaso ninyo na ma-recover yung pera. In your estimation as the executive director of AMLC, malakas ba yung kaso ninyo na ma-recover yung pera?
Yes, Your Honor, because we have proof that the money was actually transferred to their accounts, Your Honor.
At kahit nagamit na yan sa casino, pwede pa rin makuha yan.
Regardless of where the money went, Your Honor, the same should be recovered.
Regardless of where the money went.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero kung matitrace pa natin yan, meron pang money trail yan, pwede pang ma-recover yan at dapat ma-recover yan. Is that the official stand of the AMLC?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Alright. Itong tanong ko, for Attorney Tan, for Attorney Nepomuceno, for puro attorney pala kayo, Attorney Aguilar, Attorney Escanio, paabutin pa ba natin sa court case na kailangan kayong i-compel na ibalik yung maduming pera na nasa inyo, or ibabalik nyo ba yan out of good faith dahil ayaw ninyo ng maduming pera sa mga kumpanya ninyo? If and when, actually it's not if, when the AMLC files the case, will you contest the case? Sa tingin nyo ba, yung pera pumasok sa inyo, dapat inyo na yon? Or papayag ba kayo na ibalik yung pera sa Bangladesh?
Your Honor, speaking for Soler, with respect to the 107 million that we froze, we are prepared to turn that over when the court orders us.
Attorney Tan, we're talking about, it's not just 100 million, it's about 400 million yung pumasok sa inyo. Tama, di ba? Kasi 900 yung nasa iba. No, about 300 million yung pumasok sa inyo.
The 361 was played, Your Honor. I mean, in the normal course of the gaming business, they were played by the people involved. At the time of the play, we did not know they were dirty money, Your Honor.
But now, alam mo na.
Yeah.
So, you will contest this?
Well, with respect to the winnings of the House, if the House won when those money were played, well, I've received no instruction with respect to that, Your Honor. It's something that I guess will have to be discussed by management of Soler.
Okay, Attorney Nepomuceno, special case kayo because you are regulated by a government agency.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibabalik nyo ba yung perang nasa sistema nyo ngayon? I'm not asking for the 111 na in cash na. I'm talking about the money that's within your system right now.
Your Honor, for the record, first, we did not receive directly any amount from the player. What we receive from our junket sub-agent is actually the share in the gross gaming revenue in accordance with our junket agreement.
Okay, not received. Pero yung pera ba nasa Eastern Hawaii pa o nasa inyo na?
Your Honor, what we have received from them is actually the remittance for the whole month of February. So for as of now, we have not exactly identified if what percentage of that amount that was given to us, because this is the whole transaction for the whole month of February, and we are not only dealing with one gaming account or one particular player.
So ang sinasabi nyo, hindi nyo pa nagagawa yung assessment ninyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
you had the whole week, last week we asked you these questions. Sabi ko, mag-prepare kayo. Hindi nyo pa rin na-analyze.
We have partly, that's why I was able to give you the particular amount. But what I'm saying is, that amount that was actually received supposedly by Eastern Hawaii from Philrem is only a partial of the whole transaction that Piki, the junket agent of Maida's received for the month of February. So we have to look at the whole transaction because we are not a direct recipient of that amount.
Pero, okay, sorry Attorney Tocatio. Hindi kayo direct recipient, pero pumasok sa inyo yun. Nalaro sa inyo yun, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor, but we have to verify. We have to verify that again.
Okay.
And again, if I may continue, part of that amount that we receive also was remitted to PAGCOR. There is also a consideration that we pay to PAGCOR based on our junket agreement.
No, I get that. And in fact, what we're trying to do is recover all of the amount. Whether it's with PAGCOR, whether it's in your casinos, kung nandyan pa yan, dapat ibalik natin yan sa Bangladesh, no? Now, let me go to our two attorneys, no? Kayo po, sabi nyo cooperate. What level of cooperation are we talking about? If it is indeed, if there is a court case for civil forfeiture, meaning kinukuha na po yung perang yan dahil mula yan, sabi nga ni Mr. Wong, maduming pera yan. Are you willing to return the money? Huwag nyo i-contest yung kaso at ibalik nyo yung pera. Attorney Aguilar.
Your Honor, yung tanong po kasi, ang pakipalagay po namin is may dalawang aspects may moral at may legal.
Yes.
Siyempre, sa pagpapaliwanag ko sa aking kliyente, ipapaliwanag ko yung both sides.
Okay.
But, of course, it's up to him to decide eventually kung anong kailangan niyang gawin.
Okay. Attorney Escanio, are you giving me the same answer as Attorney Aguilar?
Well, Your Honor, it is our obligation as lawyers to explain to our client, the different dimensions of the case. But we will have to confer with the client and explain that there are these options, whether to contest or not. But of course, there will have to be a determination as to who really owns, the funds. That's why there are forfeiture proceedings on the matter. But we will do our best to advise the client and from there proceed how best to assist all the parties, Your Honor.
Attorney Abad, when will you file the case finally? And will you also file for civil forfeiture proceedings? Kasama po ba yun sa kaso na kunin ulit yung pera para maibalik na po natin sa Bangladesh?
Your Honor, we are already preparing our pleadings to be filed in court, and hopefully by next week we will be able to file it with the proper court, Your Honor.
So right away, you will find out if these institutions, kung i-contest nila yung civil forfeiture ninyo. Right away, malalaman nyo. Because once you file, the other party can easily say, ibabalik po namin yung perang yan dahil madumi po yan. They can do that, right?
They can do that, Your Honor.
Okay. In fact, they don't even need to wait for a court order. Tama?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's say we give them the benefit of the doubt. Some of them are listed companies. They will wait for a court order. Ang tanong, iko-contest ba nila yung pera o hindi? Tama. Will they contest your case? They can contest your case. Tama.
Yes, they can contest their...
But of course, what AMLC would want, and speaking for our office and probably other senators, what we would want is yung mga institusyon na kung nasaan yung maduming pera, as soon as you file a case, wag na nilang i-contest at ibalik na kaagad nila yung pera. Would you agree that that would be a good course of action?
That would be most ideal, Your Honor.
Okay. So in the next hearings, after you file your case, Attorney Abad, we'll be following up with all of the institutions sa tanungin natin kung kino-contest ba nila yung pera o hindi. And if I can ask Mr. Manalastas, as the representative of government here, and I'm sure you probably, can you answer it right now? Let me ask you, will you also contest the money that's now with PAGCOR?
Well, we would need a court order to compel us.
Ang tanong kasi dyan, they will file a case, di ba? So you can contest it or you can agree. Once you agree, the court will then make a ruling. Kasi ang tanong po, iko-contest ba ninyo na inyo dapat yung perang yan? So my question is, will PAGCOR contest it? They'll be filing within a week or two.
PAGCOR is directly under the office of the President. And if the President would instruct us, order us to do so, then we will.
All right, very good. Thank you, sir. So at least si PAGCOR may clear instructions na. Yung iba, I hope in the next hearings we can tackle this, no? Mr. Wong, in fairness to you, you are taking the lead and returning all of the money. Humingi ka lang ng 2 linggo o 1 buwan para makuha mo yung pera. Tama, di ba?
1 buwan naman po, sir.
1 buwan. Medyo malaking pera rin yan, 450 million pesos. But I hope the other institutions will also follow the lead of AMLC and return the money. Nandito po sa harap natin ang ambassador ng Bangladesh and the rest of our colleagues from Bangladesh. And they would want to see us cooperate to the fullest extent. Hindi po yung cooperate na in words lang. Full cooperation means lahat ng pera na madumi na nasa atin, ibalik na natin at the soonest possible time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Salamat. To AMLC and to the courts, no? Kaya, kung paulit-ulit po yung mga tanong namin at paiba-iba yung mga sagot, ibig sabihin, meron talagang tinatago. So just for the record, you are denying that you are part of the rediscounting of the checks of Mr. Go?
Yes, I strongly deny if that is what he's trying to mean. But, being a bank manager, when he deposits a check or...
ang tinutukoy natin dito yung kay Mr. Go. Because if I can read the whole account, it's about Mr. Go's account. So you're denying that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So, Director General, please cause the invitation for Mr.
Peñalosa
in the next hearing.
Because he was very clear, Mr. Chairman, in the previous hearing, that Ms. Guito and he were part of the rediscounting of the checks of Mr. Go. I want to clarify that.
Yes, let's have that clarified.
Thank you. Ms. Guito, I just want to ask a few questions regarding the accounts themselves, no? Yung ating fictitious accounts. Yung proseso ng pagbubukas ng account is because they provide documents. Tama po yun. The ones opening the accounts, the depositors provide documents. Tama po.
Sir, anything that has to do with the process, account opening, whatever.
Well, anyway, at this point, I'd like to turn over the floor to Senator Bam Aquino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yung line of questioning ko, Mr. Chairman, is about the recovery of the $81 million. But before I get to that, I'd just like to point out some inconsistencies, no? Kasi every hearing, may mga inconsistencies na lumalabas. Every time merong hindi nagkakatugma na testimony, ibig sabihin nun, may isang nagsisinungaling. No? So one of them is lying or both of them are lying. At gusto ko lang po itong klaruhin. So, Ms. Guito, this is regarding the William Go account. Let me read to you Mr. Peñalosa's statement. So, tinanong ko po siya, sabi ko, okay, this is in the middle of the testimony. Sabi niya, Sir, I am giving those checks to Miss Maia Guito, my branch manager, Your Honor. Sabi ko, so Mr. Go asked you to help him with rediscounting checks in your personal capacity, not as East-West branch manager, and you made a deal with Maia Guito to make it work. Sabi niya, not a deal, Your Honor. Sabi ko, I mean you talked to her and made it work. You figured it all out with her. Sabi niya, Your Honor, sir, as Miss Maia is my branch manager who's taking care of my account, sir, to whatever check that I've been giving her, she's the one depositing it. Or otherwise, she'll be giving me the account number where to deposit, Your Honor. And then sabi ko, under oath, you're saying sa pagkakaalam mo, walang kinalaman si Mr. Go dun sa account na iyon sa RCBC Jupiter branch. Sabi niya, I'm not sure, Your Honor. So I just like to clarify, sinabi ni Mr. Peñalosa in the previous hearing na wala ka dito, na binibigay niya sa'yo yung cheque na nire-discount ni William Go, pinapasok sa Jupiter branch. So, totoo ba yun o hindi?
Sir, I apologize, but Mr. William Go has filed so many cases against me, and anything about his account, I hope you understand.
No, he already signed a waiver on all of his accounts. So, wala na pong kaso yan sa bank secrecy. That's right, Mr. Go, no? You signed the waiver of your bank accounts in Jupiter branch.
Non-objection for opening up account.
Okay.
Not waiver.
Kanina, earlier, sabi niyo wala kang alam na account ni Mr. Go or rediscounting. I think Senator Recto was the one who asked the question. Sabi niyo wala kayong alam.
On the rediscounting portion
Okay.
po.
Itong testimony ni Mr. Peñalosa, sabi po niya na magka-partner kayo doon sa rediscounting kasi sabi nga niya, and I may quote, no, yes, sir, Your Honor, Ms. Maia is my branch manager who's taking care of my account. Whatever check that I've been giving to her, she's the one depositing it, or otherwise, she'll be giving me the account number where to deposit, Your Honor. Yun yung sinabi ni Mr. Peñalosa. I'm just asking, ito ba'y totoo o hindi?
Sir, I strongly deny that.
Okay. So for the record, you're saying nagsinungaling si Mr. Peñalosa dun sa previous
I am
hearing
not
natin?
straightly, I do not understand actually his statement.
Okay, let me repeat it, no? Sabi niya, Your Honor, Miss Maia is my branch manager who's taking care of my account, sir. So, inaalagaan mo daw yung account ni Mr. Peñalosa sa branch mo. Whatever check that I've been giving to her, ito yung check ni Mr. Go na rediscounted, she's the one depositing it. Or otherwise, she'll give me the account number where to deposit, Your Honor. Hindi po totoo yan.
Sir, in the first place, hindi po sa akin nabibigay yung mga cheque. It's being brought in the branch. I have my senior customer sales officer here. Probably...
Ms. Guito, I'm just asking, totoo ba to o hindi?
Sir, no.
Okay. So for the record, you're saying hindi ito totoo. Mr. Chairman, maybe we can ask Mr. Peñalosa to come back because lahat nitong mga inconsistencies, ito yung, this becomes the subject of the committee report and it becomes a subject of the recommendation.
Whatever that leads to, I would just like to invoke my right against self-incrimination because of the AMLC
Let me ask
case.
about, in general, if I were to open an account, what would I provide to the branch?
A copy of your ID.
Anong klaseng ID?
A government-issued ID.
Okay. So, driver's license.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung TIN ID or TIN number.
Not the TIN ID po. It
Not
has
the
to be
TIN ID.
supported by another.
By a?
Another.
Another. Okay. So, nag-provide ako ng driver's license sa inyo. You can then open an account.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're talking hypothetical, so it will not affect your case. Nag-deposit ako ng pera. 500 pesos, kunyari. So, magkano bang opening ninyo sa RCBC for a peso account?
Depende po.
Usual.
10,000
Okay.
pesos.
Nag-deposit ng 10,000 pesos in a RCBC account, nagbigay ako ng ID. After a few months, nalaman mo, let's say from your compliance, na peke yung ID. What is your next step?
We should call the account holder.
Okay. O let's say, peke nga yung ID. Ano yung process ninyo sa RCBC?